and then they migrated to where they were.
We weren't from Africa. Do you understand that? Let me say that again. Most of us were not from Africa. Do you understand that?
I've heard your point. I've heard you say the whole 3% thing, but that's irrelevant. The point is that statistic. No, that statistic means
it's not irrelevant. Most of us were not from Africa. Only 3% of the people who came from Africa came here. Most of us were indigenous to this land. That's why we didn't leave. That's why we didn't want to go to a foreign land. Does that make sense, sir? Mr. Scarface, does that make sense?
When they say 3%, they mean the other 97% went to Brazil and the Caribbean.
Yes.
Not that only 3% of the slaves that were in America were from Africa.
Sir,
I don't understand what you're trying to say.
What do you mean you don't understand? Well,
they have all the numbers. It started off in 1619, right? When you had 10-something people here and 20, and then it became eventually, there was a total of 300,000 slaves that were brought here, and they became 4 million by the Civil War. That's the facts.
There were already black people here before 1619. That's documented by Europeans.
Tiny amount, not anything that you're talking about.
There were lots of people over here, all over.
And it was tiny. So what? There was all types of people there. There was Italians there too. There was, there were Mexicans there. There were Native Americans there, but they weren't there in large numbers.
There was no such thing as a Mexican.
So there was no transatlantic slave trade. That's what you're saying.
Sir, stop gaslighting.
I'm not gaslighting. I don't understand what you're trying to make it like that there was nobody brought here.
You're making up straw man arguments, sir.
Straw man argument for what?
There were black people here thousands of years before the white supremacists came.
But there were also people that chose after the Civil War to go back to Africa in Liberia? That they were going to form some kind of a...
Only a handful of people went to Liberia. Most of us didn't go because we knew we were not from there, sir. The problem is foundational black Americans built this country, and the white supremacists tried to do it by themselves, and they all failed.
You'd have to really prove that. You're just saying something. I mean, the Union's advantages had to do with their enlarged industrial power and the political skills of its leaders.
Do you understand? Before 1619... they tried to set up other European colonies in North America. Are you aware of that?
Before 1619, sure.
Yes. Do you know which ones they are? I know. I want to see if you know.
There was Spain. There was the Portuguese were here before 1619.
And yes, they were. They came 1526. They had San Miguel del Guadape over in South Carolina, and they failed.
Right. And guess who was here in 1492? Columbus. And what the hell was his name? The one that we named America after? The Italian?
Amerigo Vespucci.
There you go.
And do you know the name Amerigo? That's not his real name. He named himself after a black tribe down in Panama.
Well, there you go. Let's bring the Italians and the blacks together.
No. So, sir, you're welcome. For us, foundational black Americans, helping to bring a lane for you to come over and your family to come over from Italy to survive over here and thrive.
You had nothing to do with the cities. We made the cities for you. I don't know what you're talking about.
Sir,
we paved the way for you. You all moved to the cities. You had to flee the South because they were going to fucking run you over.
Sir.
So you came to the cities and you took jobs from the Irish. You took jobs from the Italians. We paved the way for you.
Sir. You couldn't even pave the way for yourself in Italy. That's why you got on a boat with $3 and they called you WAPs because you didn't even have paperwork. This is just a guinea without papers, and they called you WAPs. You didn't even have paperwork. Y'all hopped on anything that was floating to get over here, sir. You couldn't even pave the way for your damn self. How you gonna pave the way for us?
You're going to deny the influence of Italian Americans in this country.
Yes, you didn't do
what you're trying to tell me right now.
You didn't do a damn thing for us.
Half of black culture right now has...
Stop it. But flood our communities with drugs, if we want to go there. You flooded black areas with drugs and then stole the number running game. It was black people who created the numbers game that the Italian mafia latched on to get money. Who influenced who, sir?
The black people didn't even come to New York City until 1915 for the
black
first time.
people-
No,
it was
they took
black
from the Italians. Prohibition
black people were in New York in the 1600s documented. Black people have been in New York from the very beginning, sir. You're just spewing troll nonsense. Black people were always in New York. Black people been in New York, and the mafia took the numbers game from foundational black Americans. The Jones Brothers out of Chicago.
All right, guys, let's make some one-pot beef stroganoff. Start by browning 1 pound.
The Jones Brothers out of Chicago. Bumpy Johnson, all of these people, sir, you really need to understand.
Listen, if you go look at pictures of New York City in 1900s, it's all white faces, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. Look at a census. Look at images and pictures. It's all white slums that were Irish and Italian. There were no labor laws under the Industrial Revolution, and those labor laws were made by Italian Americans, my friend. So if you can't respect that, then you're disrespecting. I think it's time the Italians need to come back together, to be honest, in this country and form a group, because I can see that that's the only way right now that people are actually getting respect. You know, you got to come in numbers. And if I'm just me right now. This is what you do for a living. I'm just up late on whatever night it is. You know what I mean? Let me start getting all the Italian Americans. The American government never spent more money than to lock up Italian Americans. Not black people, Italian Americans. They spent $200 million to dismantle the mafia. So don't start talking to me about what goes on.
Then why should they have not dismantled organized crime, sir?
Why are you fighting for criminals that are black to not go to jail?
What criminals have I fought for, sir?
So you're okay with black criminals going to jail?
Sir, your racist trolling is running out.
I'm not trolling at all. Don't try to turn me into a troll. Everything I'm saying is...
Now your racist, white supremacist trolling is coming all the way out because you failed. You come from a failed culture in Italy. Y'all were failing in Italy. You came over here to the country foundational black Americans built it. You're talking about some dam. You built New York, and the ruins of Rome are still over there in Rome. Y'all didn't even clean Rome up. It's still in ruins. Why don't you fix the ruins of Rome?
You know, it's funny how you think one thing is like forever. There's so many different pieces of everything.
Yeah, there's pieces of rubble all on the ground in Italy. I've been all over Italy. Y'all don't even fix the Tower of Pisa. Y'all didn't even fix that shit. It's still leaning.
Very funny.
Talking
very funny.
about you done built something.
Dude, let me ask you a question. Why?
You ain't asked me nothing. You talking about what you done built? Let me tell you something. Not only was it foundational black Americans saving you, even before foundational black Americans, you're Italian. It was the Moors who saved you too. It was the black Moors who came over there and got you out of squalor. You were about to die over there. Y'all over there disease-ridden. Y'all had the Black Plague, the Justinian Plague. There were dozens of plagues hitting over there. It was the black Moors who came over there bringing alcohol and chemicals and things over there to clean that place up. So you doubly owe black people a thank you.
How far are you going to go back to try
all
to
the way
make
back?
a point? I mean, come on.
All the way back. You owe
let's get a little more relevant. Let's talk about
You owe foundational black Americans and you owe the Moors for saving you because y'all were dying off over there, especially Italy. Y'all were dying the hell off.
Okay, I think it's pretty obvious that the rappers are mostly the most influential black Americans, and they wear all Gucci and Italian designers. They took the word yo from Italians. They took the whole gangster image that Italians made cool. So it's like, let's talk about what's happening right now.
Okay, let's talk about what's happening.
Let's talk about how they continue to be influenced by...
Nobody's influenced by you. The only gangster that you have is that you're connected with law enforcement because of your whiteness. So you're not gangster. You've never been gangster. All the whole tough guy, yo, paisan talk. The only thing you had, the only advantage was your proximity to whiteness, your ability to be protected by your whiteness, which is a form of welfare. Whiteness and white supremacy is welfare for white people. That's what you benefited for. Now
White
you said
supremacists hate Italians. I don't know what you're talking about. They hate
You're
Italians.
right.
They hate
Stop it.
Catholics. They hate
Stop it.
Jews.
Stop it. You're
What are
a
you
white.
talking about?
Italians are not some other group. You're a white.
Yes, they are.
No,
They
you're not.
they were
Stop.
turned white, and there's still
Stop.
plenty of black people I know that consider Italians black.
Stop it.
So
Y'all-
you never heard that too?
You play the denial of whiteness game. When it's very convenient, y'all try to play this denial of whiteness. I'm not white, I'm Italian. I'm not white, I'm Spanish. I'm not white, I'm Irish. So y'all try to play this 3-card Monte game. When it's convenient, it's called temporary denial of whiteness. I talk about that in my book. That's an old white supremacist trick. Oh, I'm not white. I couldn't possibly be a white supremacist. Man, I'm Cherokee. Are you mixed with Cherokee too, buddy?
I didn't say I wasn't white. What I'm saying is there's a difference between people that became white and white supremacists. And the white supremacists don't like Catholics. They don't like Italians. They don't like Jews. They don't like Jews more than they don't.
And every single one of you who have differences don't like black people. That's the commonality that you all have. So I don't give a damn what type of differences you have among family. All of you get on code against black people. So that's my concern. So you all white enough. I don't give a damn what level of whiteness you are. Y'all all get together and get on the same anti-black page. So that's the problem that I have, sir. Are you here, Mr. Scarface?